Could you give us an example of the 48 laws? Answer. It is not a question of a catalogue, but of understanding what the idea means. Man is not under one type of law, but under many different types. First of all, man, like every creature on earth, lives under physical laws, which means that he can live only within certain limits of temperature. Then there must be a particular amount of humidity in the air, and the air must be of a special chemical consistency for man to breathe. Man is also limited to a certain kind of food which he can digest. These things are all laws for man. Then, coming to quite simple laws, there is, for instance, our ignorance. We do not know ourselves. This is a law. If we begin to know ourselves, we get rid of a law. As I said, we cannot make a catalogue of them, for some of them have no names, but some we know. For example, we know that all men live under the law of identification. This is another law. Those who begin to remember themselves begin to get rid of the law of identification. So in order to free oneself from laws, it is first necessary to find one law from which one can liberate oneself and get free from it. Then, when one has freed oneself from this law, one can find another. Again, one liberates oneself, and so on. This is the practical way to study laws. Question. There are so many laws which we cannot help obeying, for instance, the necessity to sleep so many hours every night. Is this a way of understanding how much man is a machine? Answer. No, not quite, because this law of sleep is a cosmic law. Man is made like that. Many cosmic laws maintain this arrangement. But there are laws which hinder us on all sides or keep us in subjection, and which are not necessary at all. There is no beneficial side and no cosmic necessity. We are under too many unnecessary laws, and chiefly the law of our own mechanicalness. This is what particularly keeps us down. For instance, we live under the law of negative emotions. It is not a necessary law at all. We can live much more happily without negative emotions, although people do not believe it. Question. Do you mean we must be subject to all these laws? Answer. We cannot fall or not fall under them. They do not ask us. We are chained. They govern, control, and direct us. Question. Can we get free? Answer. We can, on conditions. The ways enter here. The 4 ways are ways of liberation from unnecessary laws. Without schools, one cannot know from which law one can get free, or find means of getting free from them. The idea is that we are under too many mechanical laws. Eventually we can get rid of some of them by becoming subject to other laws. The only way to get out of the power of one law is to put oneself under another law. But this is only the general idea. You can be shown the way, but you must work yourself. Question. Does not the acceptance of new laws in a school lead to works and a new crop of academiaism? Answer. The outcome of work on oneself is not creation of new laws, but liberation from unnecessary laws. Discipline, necessary for the period of study, is only a means, not an end. In study of oneself, understanding is necessary and being conscious. You cannot escape with words. This is exactly what is impossible. Question. Does the possibility of attaining permanent I depend on the number of laws one is subject to? Answer. Yes. Try to find an analogy to what it means to be under more laws and fewer laws. Suppose a man lives an ordinary life, then there is conscription and he enters military service. While he is in the army, he is under more laws. When he ends his period of military service, he is under fewer laws. Then suppose that while he is in the army, he commits a crime and is sent to prison. He is then under prison laws in addition to military laws, the laws of his country, physical and biological laws, and so on. This is the kind of analogy we must find to understand the idea. For instance, if a man is well, he is under a certain number of laws. If he is ill, he is under more laws. Question. Not in reality? Answer. Yes, certainly. He has to obey his doctor or go to hospital and be under the laws of the hospital.